Hello everybody, it's Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you guys should become patrons over on Patreon if you guys want to help support the channel and all that stuff like that. So today, I had an idea for us to do. So, here's my idea.
As long as I bear the honor of the
This is an evil Ozpin crackpot thing.
Jesus. This is very popular. Like
Here's what I'm gonna... Here's what I'm gonna say. Ozpin somehow convinced Qrow that it was Qrow's fault that Summer died, when really it was Ozpin's fault that Summer died. So Qrow wouldn't turn out to be like Hazel.
Qrow's bastard, or rather Ozpin's bastard, Qrow believed that it was his fault that his
Yeah,
sister
and that, not his sister, his Summer. Summer's
rather, friend.
yeah, his girlfriend, friend, whatever you wanna do that. So that's my idea, because what if Qrow ended up like Hazel and started working, you know, with Salem? That would be pretty dangerous, considering, you know, Qrow would be part of the intelligence, right? And so, what if the entire sort of idea was that he basically convinced him it was all his fault for sort of the sake of keeping Qrow around? Because if Qrow found out it was Ozpin's fault, Qrow would abandon him. And that's why Qrow ends up being so loyal to Ozpin, is because he feels like all of the mistakes that were Ozpin's mistakes were actually his mistakes. Like that Qrow thinks that they were all actually his mistakes. I got this idea, I was talking, Unicorn of War has a Discord server for his Patreon backers, and I was actually, I don't remember what reminded me, I think we were talking about Ozpin, and I was like, here's my Ozpin hot take, and that was my Ozpin hot take. So that's kind of where this all started from, but I think that that's a really sort of interesting idea, is that it's that if Ozpin is really evil, he's slowly manipulating everybody.
Well,
that's what I'm
really
saying.
popular
And he's already a
in
little
fanfiction.
manipulative, even without being evil.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say that?
There's the argument that he's probably also like a very successful politician, and to an extent,
All
those two
successful
things
politicians.
go somewhat well.
Yeah. I think Eruption Fang did a video on whether Pyrrha or not really had a choice. I haven't watched it yet because I don't like watching other YouTubers' content if I know that we may make a video similar to it in the future. For example, after, like, we made our RWBY character analysis, then I watched some other videos about RWBY and her bad characterization, or whatever the videos were about, right? And so I don't want to watch that yet, but you guys maybe should go check that out anyway. But yeah, that's just kind of my thought right now, is that Qrow, like, was a little Qrow was manipulated, basically, and he was a little manipulated, and because he feels
But
like
how was
it's
it
all
that he
his
was
fault.
manipulated necessarily? Just like,
Well, I don't know how exactly. Okay, so say Summer dies, and
because he seems to be
Ozpin,
sort of in control of his faculties.
say Ozpin, I don't know, made some sort of mistake and it caused Summer to die, but Ozpin was just like, well, this is what happens when you have a bad luck semblance. You know what I mean? Like, something like that.
What if he doesn't actually have a bad luck?
That's what I was getting at. What if Qrow doesn't actually have a bad luck semblance? What if unlucky things just happen to him because they happen to everybody, but the stuff that he considers actual bad luck, so like stuff like, you know, Salem, stuff like Summer dying was actually Ozpin told him that he had the bad luck. You know what I'm saying? And so he doesn't actually have a bad luck semblance at all.
I was about to say, because he always seemed very, like, in charge of the faculties. Like, he would talk up the power and be like, you bitches don't know
Because we've
shit."
seen things happen. Like, we saw he broke the coffee table.
Yeah.
Right? A board fell off a building. But, like, those are reasonable things. Like, I don't have a... Earlier when I was packing for RTX, when this video is out, I'll be home from RTX already.
When are you leaving?
This video is probably gonna be out when we get home, so like the 7th or
What-
whatever.
what-
I'm leaving on the 1st of August.
Okay. So, for like this week, that's...
Yeah, so next week on
Okay,
Wednesday.
okay.
So,
This is my
Wow, I didn't, like, pack until the day before.
no, okay, so I was packing and I tripped over my suitcase and I fell on the floor. And I was in in a Discord call with someone and they were like, Cal, are you okay? And I was like, no, but see,
Are you
bad things,
grievously
what I'm
injured?
saying is, bad things happen in this. right? But it's not because I have any magical bad luck semblance. Bad things just happen. The thing is that with Qrow, he notices it more because he thinks that he has bad luck. Like, if we think that we have bad luck, we'll see every little thing that is going wrong. Like, if we're having a bad day, we'll be like, oh yeah, the light was red when I hit the stop sign, or whatever, when I hit the crosswalk. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because you look at everything and you're like, oh man, that light was red. But on a good day, maybe that light would have been red too, and you wouldn't have noticed. So I'm saying that maybe everything that Qrow considers, like, part of his bad luck, like, if Summer was dying, was because of Ozpin. You know what I mean? And somebody brought up an interesting idea, and I think this may have been in a Discord somewhere. I don't remember if it was Unicorn of Wars or not, because I just joined that one. But somebody was like, what if there was a semblance that could detect other semblances? And so, what if that could be part of Ozpin's power, is that he knows what semblance or what powers people have, and that's sort of part of the initiation, and that's why he let John in, because he could sense that John had a very useful semblance, or whatever the case may be, and so he could be like, ah yes, like Qrow, I sense that your semblance is bad luck.
For those of you at home, Cal just touched my forehead and read my mind.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
so that's my thought. That is my idea, and I really like it. Because I made it.
I mean, I was like, that's stupid, and then I was like, what if he doesn't actually have a bad luck semblance? I'm like, well, then he would just, like, Magoo through life. So that would be funny, but also, yeah, that's
also, I know that Raven and Qrow are fraternal. Like, I know they're fraternal twins, but they're still twins.
Yeah.
And you'd think that twins would have the same semblance.
No.
But, I mean, I would think, anyway. But,
I think they talked about hereditary not being a big deal when it came to semblances.
yeah, but if you're a twin, like, biologically, you're the same.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also like magic, spiritual
But,
stuff, so.
remember how Ren said that semblance could be based off your personality?
Yeah, but then that's also like, what if that's a self-fulfilling prophecy?
And so that's what I'm saying! What if at a young age,
Yeah.
Ozpin convinced Qrow that he had bad luck, and he started to develop the bad luck, but it was Ozpin's fault that Summer still died.
Well, that would be interesting for the Queen Stark flashback seasons that we're never gonna get, because frankly we don't deserve it.
No.
We don't deserve it.
Anyway, I really like this idea, and I'm glad that I made it.
Well, good job. You've somewhat convinced me. That would be a really fucked up, tragic moment, but then again, like...
And what if Raven knows this, but she can't convince Qrow?
I guess so,
Because,
but then, well, don't you think that would kind of ruin the dichotomy of the show?
Why? If
Where
Ozpin
it's
was
just like,
evil?
yeah.
No.
And there's
A
sort
lot
not
of people
really-
are... And we talked about this in our
It's
RWBY
a lot
video.
of fanfiction.
A lot of people are... Her problem with RWBY is that she used to be the leader, but now Qrow and Ozpin are the leaders, and so it stunted her development. If Qrow and Ozpin turned out to be bad, not necessarily even Qrow to be bad, but Qrow to be so blind and manipulated he couldn't tell that Ozpin was bad, that could give an opening for the characters to regain control of their roles, their leadership roles. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's actually a bad idea. I think that that's a good idea to get rid of them.
I was hearing that, and I'm like, did I come up with that? But then I think, yeah, no, she just mentioned it.
Yeah,
From an earlier
you
video.
did come up with that, so I'm like, come on, Hunter, keep up.
Keep up with yourself.
I guess. And so that's just kind of my idea there, is that if Ozpin turned out to be shady, RWBY would have to sort of be in charge again, and she can't rely on Qrow because Qrow is undyingly loyal, I guess.
Hook.
And so that would open up, like, imagine if that's during the Atlas arc or whatever, like, then you have no adults, it's just you guys, and you guys have to sort of, you know, work it out yourselves.
I would
or
enjoy
whatever.
that a lot.
And so, yeah. That's basically all I had to say. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember that you guys should become patrons over on Patreon if you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys all later. Bye, guys!